In this video, I'm going to show some of the general setup that we have and some of the CSS we have set up for Hawthorne. We don't have a lot of CSS in Hawthorne, but we're going to go through it anyway in case you want to change it or overwrite it. So here's the style sheet as of right now that comes with Hawthorne, and you'll notice that at the bottom of the style sheet it does say place any custom CSS below. If you feel comfortable, you can put your CSS down here. But if you do put your CSS down here, I would save that CSS that you put down here in a separate file, because when Hawthorne gets updated, this CSS file will get updated. So I would just, if you want to save your own CSS and just have it come from this file, then I would recommend whatever CSS you write, save it on a local file, CSS file. Otherwise, I would just recommend you'd put your CSS in just the regular Divi theme options area. And then down here at the bottom, there's a CSS, custom CSS area. That's where I recommend you put it. And even when you put it here, I would still recommend, every time you're done working with it, copying everything in here, saving it locally. And you'll notice what I do, even on my files that I save locally, is last edited by, and I'll put my name and the date. We're working with multiple people, but it's just something that we do that seems to help. Okay, so let's just start off here with the CSS file, and I'll just go through the beginning of it here. So you see we have some marketing pieces here, setting a font family for the interior hero H6. This is the interior hero region for the marketing site, and so I am just making this this H6 font be Pathway Gothic. That way you can still load in the interior hero, which is from the regular interior heroes in the theme. Do not have that modification. Well, those are being set inside the module. So that's what that first one is doing there. Let's see here. So Divi, as of right now, Divi doesn't have an easy way to set heading font sizes site-wide, and so we're setting them here. And so you can choose to override them if you want globally by rewriting these rules in the theme options CSS area, or you can do it in the modules, in the Divi modules. You can override what we're doing here, but this is just a solid base that we're using here. And then for the lists, we're doing some spacing there as well, just setting them up to have a nice base, and then we're adjusting it for tablet and mobile there, mobile down here actually. All right, and then let me go to our home page here. And then here we have our main header. We have a subtle box shadow here that we're putting on the main header instead of the default one. I like this subtle one a little better. And then we're adjusting that as when it's fixed. So when it's up here, it's actually a little bit longer, and then it goes down to 25 pixels when the header shrinks. And just some adjusting for this mail and phone icon here, just getting them centered a little better. So we're adding some spacing there, and same thing with the secondary menu. Setting the font size for the secondary menu for the link there, and then some line height on mobile for the ET info up here, the stuff. And then we have all our navigation settings, where we're saying that the main header navigation color here is going to be black. That's what we have up here. Let me scooch this over here so we can see this better. There we go. And on hover, I'm getting rid of the, there's usually a subtle, like a light gray background that comes up. I don't like it, so I have to get rid of it. I think it's cleaner. That's what that's doing. It's making it transparent. This one here, let's see here. Oh, we're adjusting, moving the arrow, which actually might be a little tall, actually. So I'll probably update that. Let me take a look here. Yeah, this guy. Right now it's set on -2. So a 0 is just a little bit under, I think. So I think, -1 might be right. If we just get rid of this rule altogether, it'll be 0. 0 looks pretty good actually in this case. On the other super themes, -2 was right, but that's a little high on this one. So I'll probably go to 0 on that. I'll just do that right now, so that way I can. Okay, and then social media icons, setting the font weights. Okay, yeah. Which I need to add those as well. So those will be up there. And let me see, submenu, doing some work there on the submenus, making them a little wider. And doing a box shadow. So let me see, let me go over some white text. Here you go. There you can see the box shadow, really subtle, like it, love it. But you can change it. You can override this rule, copy this rule and paste it, or just override it if you to how you want it. And then we're making adjustments for tablet here, for everything. Set, uppercase the mobile menu. Even just having the menu have a box shadow. The background color, we're setting it to black, 90% transparent. The mobile menu background. So let's look at that. Okay, here we go. So there you go. It's 90% transparent. Setting some font sizes there, making the sub font smaller than the main font there. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on there with all this stuff here. And then overlays. So let me see if I can find a good example of the overlays. I think there will be some. Okay, here's a good example. This second call to action section. You see before it has you see the section has this class sfly black overlay, and that sfly black overlay is giving a background color 50% black. If I see this here, I can update that, and you'll notice that that image is parallax. And Divi, you can't really do this with Divi to have your color over your parallax image. If it wasn't parallax, if it was a static image, you could use the gradient, and there's an option that places the gradient above the image background, and you could set both the gradient colors to 50% black, and it would do it. But the second you make it parallax or have a video background, it's not going to work. Where this will work, and if you actually want this for more of your theme, we actually have a background plus plugin. It's $10, but you can see on the demo here, we have, parallax background with the gradient colors over it, whatnot. You can watch the demo there. Here's another one where we have a background over a parallax image, and then here's even the colored background over a video. So that's something cool there. But we come with a few different classes here. Let me actually reload this page and go through them with you. So you'll see here there's a black overlay, dark overlay, and gray overlay. So I'll change this one to each of those so you can see here. So up here we have, so right now this one says black. I'm going to say dark. And you can see it's not quite as You know, it's not as dark as the black overlay. It's kind of mid there. And then I'll change it to, well, and let's take a look here. So it's going to be 25% black. So the black overlay is 50% black, more so like this. And then the dark overlay is 25% black. That brings it down to here. And then our gray overlay, super subtle, just a little bit. And let's see what that does. So it changes it's 25% of this kind of, here, of that kind of color. So it's not quite black. So those those classes are available. You just put that class on the section. So yeah, let's just check the section out in the Visual Builder, and I'll show you what I mean. And you'll be able to actually see it change in the Visual Builder. All right, so let's go down to this section right here. Go to the section settings, advanced classes. You'll see SFlyCTA space, another class, SFlyCTA2 space, and then there's our SFly black overlay. If I get rid of that, that's the actual default image with the parallax. So if I change this to SFly dark overlay, actually, since this is CSS classes, I think I can just put them all in order here. And so we'll do black, and then I'll do one more. So we'll do black there, and then we'll do dark right here, and then we'll do gray. Oh, it's not gonna let me do that. Oh well. Okay, I thought it would let me do that. Okay, so here we have SFly black overlay. Now I'm going to change it to the dark. Yep, and then gray. So I'm going to keep it at black for the time being, but those are in there for you to use. So let me go ahead and copy that out, and just in case we want to use that later, maybe I'll try to find another example. Yeah, this feature 3 might be a good example. So let's enable Visual Builder on that one. Go down here to feature number 3 and classes. And then we put a space and add that black. And you'll see there now that it's put that black over there. I don't think it needs it, but that's how you would use it. Or if you had a video background, you could do the same. So, all right, let's keep moving forward here. So that's the overlays there. Column switch. Let me see here. The general page is a good page to show the column switch. And I'll enable Visual Builder on that one. So down here at the bottom of the general section, we have these sections where you got an image, then text, and then text, then an image. Same with this one, image, text, text, and image. And by default, when you actually, let me just go in and take out the, I'll take out the class for now. Oh, I believe it's on the row. Yep. So I'm going to take it off and show you the default behavior of the builder. All right, so let me go ahead and save this. And when this is done saving, we'll refresh this page, and nothing's going to be different until I go to tablet. Once I go down here to tablet, you'll see that those sections have collapsed into one column. We have our picture and then our text that was to the right of it. And then we have our text and the picture that was to the right. And I don't like how these two text guys are stacked. I would like it to go picture, text, and then I want this picture and text underneath it. And so what we've built into all our super themes is the ability to go to a, oh yeah, let me show you that as well down here on this guy. Same down here, we got the picture, text, text, picture. Like, no, don't want that. And what it's doing, it's stacking 1, 2, 3, 4. So like a Z, right? So what you can do is you can go into the second row here and say, yeah, on desktop this is great, but on mobile, I want to switch the order, reverse the order pretty much. So I'm going to go into this row setting, and I'm going to add in this class of sfly column switch, and that's going to switch the columns for tablet and mobile. I'm going to do the same thing here. There we go. Save it. Refresh my page. And now when I go down to tablet and mobile, it's going to change the order. So it's image, text, and then again, image, text, which I think looks a lot better. So that's what that column switch class does. All right, almost done here. A couple more things. Inline buttons. Go into the modules page here, and you'll notice that we have some inline buttons here. So I'm going to go ahead and enable the visual builder on this. Actually, I want to get rid of that second one. Yeah, this one, let's get rid of that. All right. So we have two inline buttons, and basically all you have to do for the inline buttons is, I believe, you go to the row and you give it a class of sfly inline button row, and then you give each button the class of sfly inline button, and then the last button you give it the class of sfly inline button, and then you add an extra class called last, and that'll stop the lining of the button. And then you'll see here down at, it looks like at 600 pixels, we decide not to line them up anymore. So probably down, oh, that's not quite 600. There we go. And then we stack them at that point. So I know it works well for 2 or 3 buttons. You know, too many buttons eventually on the smaller width screens, they're going to have to stack anyway. But if you're just putting 2 buttons side by side, or even 3, works really great. All right. So that's all the general kind of theme CSS. And then I'm going to just cover quickly the general page. And the only CSS on, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Here we go. Let me view this page. The only custom CSS that we're using on this page is one that we're going to use a lot, and it's this divider minimum height deal. And so the rest of this video, I'll explain this. Will probably take maybe 5 or 6 minutes. But basically, in order to pull off sections like this here, and especially these half ones, you would think that this is an image module, but it's actually not. This is actually the background image. So let me go ahead and open this up in a new tab here, this visual builder. It's actually a background image because we don't know how much text is going to be over here. And so eventually, if you have too much text over there, it gets too long, there could be extra space showing underneath if we were to use this as a background, as a regular image, because a regular image module will want to show the entire image. If we use it as a background image, it can fill in the space that's set by the content that's over here. I'll show you what I mean on this page here. So let's go down here, right here. So let's say we just add in a bunch more, you know, and so it's a regular image module wouldn't do this. It would just have, it would say, nope, I'm only going to be the regular size, and then just have dead space under it. Where, you know, these these are adjusting to that. So that's why I like using this approach. So let me get rid of these here. Great. All right. But you'll see here we have modules here, and there is a module over here, this guy. You can barely see it, and it's a divider. And the reason I have a module in this area, even though we don't want anything, because the background image is actually being set in the row, right? If we go to background, you'll see column 1, which is this column, has this background. The thing is, if you don't have anything in that column on tablet and mobile, it'll just get rid of that column altogether. It won't even show it. And the theme has like an empty column class it gives to it, and it just wipes it out. So the only reason we have this invisible, and you'll see here for color, it's set to transparent divider, is for 2 reasons actually. Number 1, keep this column visible on tablet and mobile. And number 2, we're going to use it to set the height of it for tablet and mobile. So watch what I mean here. If we go down, so on desktop, it's easy to make the height equal to this part because you just go into your row setting, right? Design, and I believe it's sizing, equalize column heights. And if I turn that off, you'll see that it only goes to how much space that divider takes up. I turn that on, that's what we want. Go ahead and save this. But you'll see, which is great on desktop, but on tablet and mobile, once they collapse, it's not going to match the height anymore because they're not side by side. They're stacked. And so you'll see if I inspect this element, yeah, here's our column. Here's our, yep, all right, here's our divider. And you'll see that the divider has this rule, minimum height 400 pixels. If I turn that off, it's just making the dividers as tall as they normally would be. And so that's what this code's saying. It's saying, hey, if we're going to use that divider trick to make the image show on tablet and mobile, let's have the minimum height be 400 for tablet, and then for mobile, let's have them be 300. So you'll see once I get down here underneath 600 pixels, now it's going to drop to 300. There it is, right there. So you can change these values if you want. I feel like this is a good, maybe you want to be super slim, or slimmer on mobile, like 200 pixels. You could change that here and overwrite that. But you're going to see this a lot throughout the pages because we use this trick quite a bit. It's one of my go-tos. So, all right, well, with that, that's the general CSS rules we have going on, and then the CSS for the general page. In the rest of the videos, we're going to cover every other page, and those videos will be significantly shorter than this. Most of those videos are between 3 minutes to maybe 8 minutes long. This one's longer because it's like the first one introducing you to the overview over general CSS and such. Thanks again for purchasing our membership and using Hawthorne. Can't wait to see what you make with it. All right, stay fly.